What's up guys, my name is Ace, and we just recently got some massive leaks on 62 variants that we're going to be seeing added to Infinite Warfare. This is by far the biggest set of variants we've ever seen in the game. Now who knows, we might not see all of them at once, we might not even see every single one of them. Sometimes they put variants in there that are in the code and they never actually release them. For instance, we had one called the NV4 Church, which we've still never seen. And that one's been in the code for quite some time, but there are 62 variants that were found in the code. Some of these relate to the Halloween event that's going to be going on throughout the month of October, and based on this information, we can get an idea of the timeline of this Halloween event and when it's actually going to be starting, which looks like it's going to be very soon. So first up, I'm just going to mention that I'm not going to be discussing every single one of these variants because, like I said, there's 62 variants. That would take forever and it would be kind of boring, me just basically reading off the list. I'm going to be picking out a few of the ones that really caught my eye as far as the names go. And if you guys are interested in seeing the full list of these variants, of course, I will leave a link to that down below. You can check it out for yourself. I definitely encourage you to do that. But first up, let's look at the variants that are clearly going to be for the Halloween event. If you guys remember, we had that Days of Summer event a little while back, and with that, every week out of those 5 weeks of Days of Summer, we got a unique set of crates, and I think it was about 20 crates or so, and these ones all had unique camos. They also had one variant each week, and if you opened all 20 of these crates, you were guaranteed to get all of these items. Also, it should be noted that, at least with the Days of Summer, if you missed that particular week and you missed that variant from that week, you're out of luck. You can't get that variant anymore. Although for some of them, we have seen the equivalent variant added to the game, so you can get basically the same variant, it just doesn't have the special camo and the special name. It looks like we're going to be seeing a very similar event for Halloween, although it's probably not going to be over 5 weeks. It looks like it's going to be over the course of 4 weeks. And this timeline is something that I gathered due to the fact that I see 4 variants out of this list that appear to be Halloween themed. We have the Augur Pumpkin Pummeler, we have the M2187 Graveyard, we have the Stallion 44 Trick or Treat, and we have the Trencher Rollin' Bones. It looks like these are going to be our Halloween event variants, and since there are 4 of them and Halloween is less than 4 weeks away and we tend to get these guns on Tuesdays, at least that's how they did it with Days of Summer, that's usually when the updates take place, it looks like we're probably going to see this event kick off this coming Tuesday, October 10th. What that would mean is we'd get one on October 10th, we'd get one on October 17th, we'd get one on October 24th, and then finally we'd get one right on Halloween on the 31st. Now, assuming this is also like Days of Summer, we might be seeing double everything. So double XP, double Mission Team XP, double Weapon XP, and double keys. So make sure you guys are saving up your keys as well, because if they do handle it like Days of Summer, like I suspect they will, you're going to need those keys to unlock all those crates every week in order to get these variants. Now, unfortunately, we don't know exactly what perks are going to be on these variants, but I'll be sure to keep you guys updated as they come out and as we get them. But just know you should definitely be saving up your keys right now. Don't be spending them because you're definitely going to want them during this event. As for a bunch of the other variants that are on the list, it looks like we're going to be seeing quite a few new Nuke variants, because the Nuke variants, they always have something that relates to radiation or nuke or giant bomb or something along those lines. Something that relates to a nuclear bomb, and it looks like we might be seeing about 10 new Nuke variants. Just from what we can tell based on the names of these variants, it looks like we're going to be seeing a Nuke variant for the Widowmaker, the Kendall, the VPR, the Xeon, the RVN, the UDM, the G-Rail, the M2187, the Trek 50, and the Atlas. So quite a few new Nuke variants coming. Some of those are very obviously going to be Nuke variants. Some of them, maybe they will be, maybe they won't be. We're not 100% sure on that. But for those Nuke hunters out there, you're probably going to be very pleasantly surprised to see these variants. However, one other thing about this big list of variants is a ton of these variants are for post-launch weapons, and currently all of the variants of the post-launch weapons are locked in the Quartermaster collection, and this means we can't craft them with salvage. So the big question is, how are they going to handle adding these new variants, especially for the post-launch weapons? There are a bunch of other variants that are from the launch weapons. Those will likely go straight into the prototype lab, no problem. They'll be able to be crafted with salvage, so make sure you're saving up your salvage as well. But for the post-launch variants that they're going to be adding in here, what are they going to be doing with them? Are they simply going to be piling them on top of the current Quartermaster collection, which would then dilute the Quartermaster collection and make it that much harder to get what you want because you have to get lucky and get them out of supply drops? Or are they going to be extra nice to us and put them straight into the prototype lab so that we can craft them? Personally, I think both of these options are probably not very viable. The first option would make a lot of us very upset because it would just dilute that Quartermaster collection like I said. And the second option, it really isn't a win for them. They don't really gain anything out of that. They're not going to sell more supply drops because of that. And therefore, what I think they might end up doing here is bringing all of the variants that we can currently see in the Quartermaster collection, bringing them into the prototype lab so we can now craft them with salvage, and then replacing those with these new variants. Now, this is just a theory that I have. It's not 100% confirmed by any means, but I feel like that makes the most sense. And that way we'd be able to craft any of the variants that are currently in the Quartermaster collection. They'll be craftable, or at least most of them. They'll be craftable with salvage. That's what a lot of us have been asking for a long time, so I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. But at the same time, it allows them to replenish the Quartermaster collection, and that is going to in turn sell supply drops for Infinity Ward. So to me, that just seems like the most logical approach to this situation. I don't know for sure that this is going to happen. Of course, I would love it if they just made these instantly craftable with salvage, but I do strongly feel that that's not going to be the case. And with that, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. Make sure you check out that full list of variants down below. You might see something that catches your eye down there. And I'd like to know what you guys think about how they're going to be handling adding these new variants into the game, particularly the post-launch DLC variants. Also, just one last reminder, I can't stress this enough, make sure you're saving up your keys as well as your salvage. Don't get tempted by any of the bundles right now. You're definitely going to want to keep those keys as well as salvage. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.